My thing was I practiced. I used to read these, and I don't know how true they were, but I set myself a goal of practicing 6 hours a day. And I would do that, and my neighbors would get mad, and my brother hated it because I used to drill Arbon because I did not have many pieces. By the time I was 18, I memorized most of the Arbon, which most people don't believe, but I literally memorized all the triple tongue and double tongue studies just because I drilled them for hours and hours and hours a day. I read the story at some point that Christian Limburg was practicing 7 hours. So I started practicing last couple of years. I started practicing 8 hours. So basically I would come back from school and all I would do is practice, to the point where my parents were like, hey, you need to socialize with other people and so on. The upside of that, I had a very weird skill set. I did not have any band experience. I did not know how to follow a conductor. Never seen a conductor before. Well, at that point I had seen a little bit, but did not know how to follow the conductor. Not a lot of good auditory skills. I just had really, really good technique, and not a good. I could play the hardest stuff, like the very flashy stuff, but I had no fundamentals. I had, again, a very weird skill set. So when I arrived to UK. This is when we're talking, especially at that time, I would arguably say the strongest studio, the biggest and strongest studio in Europe. It was 25 players deep, so close to what you have in Texas. And with, I'm not sure, Brian Bowman, I don't think he teaches there anymore, but I think Dave Childs took over. So the kids there, I remember the very first class we had, they asked us to play something for a couple of minutes unaccompanied, and I played that Harlequin. And there was a kid before me who played the same piece. So he played the slow movement, and then I played the faster movement. And everyone was very impressed with my fingers and technique. And I remember one of the master students approached me and said, "Hey, when you just put your sound together with that technique, you're gonna be just fantastic." And putting it like that probably sounds, hey, all I need to do is make these small little adjustments. But in reality, I had to relearn a lot of. By that time, I've developed very, very strong habits, and I got very good at them, but not a lot of them were correct. So my undergraduate, I didn't necessarily, was more of a relearning how to play, learning how to listen, how to count. I would never count. I would just drill my pieces to the point where I had them memorized, and I did not need to count. I knew every bar of accompaniment parts and so on. And you don't have that luxury at universities or a professional career, because it's always new program. So the skill set of you excelling in that is completely different to my talent. And my strength was always, I would drill more and practice more than any other human being. Like, I've never, up to this day, and again, I don't recommend practicing 6 or 8 hours. I used to have like scars under my lips just because there was no skin left there from the mouthpiece contact. And I spent a good amount of time relearning how to play, how to deal with anxieties, how to learn how to control, how to listen, how to count, all those things, which is probably completely opposite to most of the kids that were there. I was truly a unique case. Most of the kids had a lot of brass band experience and band experience, and they're much more orientated in that type of style. So it was quite a different experience, on top of not getting hit in the traffic when I was a pedestrian because of their different lanes of where they drive. That was another element I had to adjust.